First things first, this is the screen you would see when first you open TIA Portal. After you install TIA Portal on your computer, you click on TIA Portal shortcut, and then this will be shown to you. This is very important page where you can browse all the different sections of the project, open project. If the project is not open, then you will have only this option start, and from here you can choose create new project. Create new project, give a name, and then you can create. After that, once the project is created, you will find something like this in the project list. Now the project list, from the project list you can open the project. There is two ways you can go inside the project. One is select the project and open it, or double click from here. So double clicking will open the project in your computer. Now this next screen is important as well. Here you will see a lot of folders inside your project. So you have device and network section of the project, PLC programming part of the project, and then motion and technology, configure technology object in your motion technology part of the project, and then visualization. This visualization is HMI, either HMI or SCADA, whatever you have added. I will tell that later once we come to that point. And then there is one, the major view, where you would actually work inside your project. It's called project view. So how you want to go to project view? There is two ways to go. One is click project view here, or on the left side you can see the project view link. You can click either of these two, it will enter into project view. I have clicked on the left side, so this is my project. Now imagine you do not have any PLC added into your project, no device is added, just empty project. So to add device or PLC controller in your project, you can choose this button, add new device. So once you double click that, or I would say right click, add new device, right click on project, add new device from the option menu, or from insert menu, insert devices. So you can choose whichever is comfortable from your side. If you select insert device, you will come to this page. You also can do from double clicking here, same thing will open, or you can right click on project, TIA Portal project, and then add new device. So some of the terms, let's get familiar with this TIA Portal. This project one is the project I would call in the training TIA Portal project, and under this you see PLC 1, 2, 3, 4. These are PLC project under TIA Portal project. And then there is one folder HMI_1. This is visualization project. This is all combined all together is one project, TIA Portal project. Now I have added them with this option. You go to device, new device, and select HMI if you want to add HMI. And this, to add HMI, you need to know the type of HMI you are going to work. Similarly, to add a PLC, you need to know which PLC you want to work on. The best for the training is work on the latest PLC, mid-range PLC, or the basic PLC. As the high-end PLC will have more complicated feature, and maybe you will be lost in the way. It's better to start with the basic version of PLC for the training purpose. Now, when you click on controller, you will see multiple folders. S7 300 and 400, these are older version of PLCs, and the new latest PLCs S7 1200 and 1500, and some of the 8200 CPUs. So let's say we have selected one CPU from the 1500. You select this, and there is another option. You can choose the version of the CPU. The CPU firmware might be updated. In your latest TIA portal, you will see more latest revision of the CPU. So it's better to know exactly what is the firmware version available in your PLC available to you in your office or in your company or lab. Now I'm going to do this training on simulator. I do not have any hardware with me. I'm stuck in 21 days, lockdown because of the coronavirus. I have laptop software installed in it and everything immediately is also there, but I do not have hardware. So the training is I will try at my best to simulate the program on simulator. Now once I select a controller and press OK button, a folder with PLC underscore this name 5 will be created. And I'm not going to create a new one because I have one. I'm going to use this one as a PLC one, and I'm using T17-2 PMDB. Now let's just go through the folders in a PLC project. So you have a PLC project, and under PLC project you have device configuration. So this device configuration is the configuration for the PLC you have selected in this selection. So if I select a CPU like this, so this device configuration is the configuration for this CPU, and then online diagnostic is when PLC is connected with your computer through network. Then you can go online through this button. You double click and it will show the online diagnostic current status of your PLC. The program block is the main block that we will be working through many hours on this folder. We will be creating multiple blocks, AP, FC, data block, and main block. We will be mostly working on program block. And then technology block object. This is special for other kind of motion controller and drives and so forth and so on. We'll skip this folder. External source is when you have program created in another project or created by another engineer you want to import in your computer. The source code can be imported from here. Add new external file this way. And then PLC tags is very important folder inside the PLC project. We will come to that later. PLC data type is the customized data type. Normally, the data types are predefined. The basic control block supports basic type of data type such as Boolean, integer, floating, time, date. But there are other kind of data types that you can actually create, such as array, structure. So those data type you can define here. Watch table is the watch table that you will need to simulate your program, where you can add variable, list your variable, modify values, and see the changes in your other variables. So this is very important section as well to simulate and test the program. This is for online backups. We will come to that later. And then device proxy we don't need right now. Program information. This is some basic things. Here it will show the number of DIs used, percentage used, number of OBs, FCs, and FBs, and TVs used, and what is the space used in your memory location, so on and so forth. PLC supervision and alarms, we will come to that later as more advanced programming concept. So local module is we have chosen G17-2 PNDP. So this is our CPU. Now I will tell what is this OB, FC, FB, and DB type of block. These are all block in Siemens TIA Portal programming. These are common across all companies. ID name might be different. Here we have organization block. Someone may use main block. Here we have main written as well. FC is the function. Function is the basic block used for programming. Function block is additionally it has a memory data block involved with the function block. It needs some memory to hold some variables of current value to be used in the next near future calculation. Such as in PID block, we use data block externally or internally, and the FB can be used in such cases. DB is the data block used to store data. So these four type of data blocks are used in your program. Now how you can add data block in your program? You go to program block. Under program block you will notice the add new block. Add new block, double click it or right click and then right click on the program block, add new block, or you can select the program block and then insert block. Either way you can come to this selection window. So you can choose the block you want to add. Now we're going to add a function for the programming. If you want to add a function, let's say example basic. I name the function name example basic. So this is, you can choose the number. Each block has a number in Siemens. You can choose manually to give a different number, or you can keep it automatic, so next available block number will be generated. Additional information, not much. Title you can give, comment by comment here. This is specially used for verification and validation. We will come to that later. So I have created a function. The same way you can create a function block and data block as well. So now the example basic is created. Let's begin by going through this work area on the right, this white space. What is this white space? We will say this is workspace, engineering space, where you actually do the programming of your PLC. On the top part, you'll see the name of the project selected. It's a project 1 PLC underscore 1 CPU selected, and program, we are under program blocks, and FC1 is opened. Below that there is kind of toolbox, you can say. In this, on the left side you can create the network, delete network, or create network. These two are very useful to create new network. If you click, a new network will be created. This is in Rockwell Automation and other companies, they used to name it rung 1, rung 2, but in Siemens TIA Portal, Siemens Semantic Manager software, we call it network 1, 2, 3, and so forth. So the generic name is, this is called a rung in a ladder programming. You can delete as well. Select the network you want to delete and then delete. And this is more to collapse or expand feature. This is open all networks, so this will be opened and then you can collapse the network as well. And you can see the comment on off if something comment is made. Let's say this is comment, and then you have network comment, network. So you're selecting those. So I will show that why is not working later. I will show that. This is absolute and symbolic operand. This portion I will come as I go through the training. And this part is very important for the ladder programming because most of our ladder programming will need this section every now and then. So you see the ladder instruction is very limited, it seems, but this is one empty box has multiple instructions. This tree has a limited number of instructions, and this one has a wide range of selection. I will show how. If you select this one, this is normally open contact, we call it. We can also select by Shift F2, select the network where you want to place it. Shift F2, you see this normally open contact is inserted here. Now this has actually multiple type of variation, you can say variation of instructions. So normally open, normally close, not is the invert instruction, positive pulse, negative pulse. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 selection from one instruction. Button, yeah, I would say this is kind of button actually. Now this one is also available inside this. When you double click, drop down appears. The second one is the normally close. You can also do from here. This is Shift and F3, or just click on by mouse. The same drop down list will open again. You can choose change and do as you wish. So you have 5 options available from this instruction button. And then you have coil. The coil now replace on the right side. As we know that in run or ladder, why it is called ladder, because in a ladder you will have multiple run. Or when we used to uh, write or go upwards using a ladder, we hold the rung by hand, and also we use our feet to stand on the rung, and then the rung is connected on the both sides, left and right side. So that is how actually it is named. It's similar to the rung. And electrically, this is something like on the left side you think as a 24-volt supply is going through different devices, and then finally connected to LEDs or bulb or display device, and on the right side it's a grounded. So the current flows from the left side to right side. It passes through the instructions. If instruction allows it, then the current continues to flow on the right side. That is the basic concept of ladder. If current does not flow from the left side to the ground right side, then the output is not activated. The next run uh, started to execute, and so on and so forth. So top to bottom is the execution procedure. Normally it will start from the network 1, network 2, network 3, and so forth and so forth until the end, the and last network is executed. Then it moves back to the next run in the main block. So you have main block, which is the main block uh, after PLC start. It will always start executing from the OB1. It starts from the network 1, 2, 3, and 3, and so on and so forth. Now in main block you can call multiple other block. Like here I can call the FC1. FC1. You see, some other block can be called inside OB1. Similarly, I can call another block inside FC1 as well. I'm not doing that right now. Later I will show you. Now let's finish this run in FC1. In this box, we have too many selection. So we will go through some of them in this video. Our first example is addition. So let's start. Topic is add. Add two numbers, save the result in a variable. So this is our first example. Example 001 addition. To variable and save result in another variable. So how we are going to add? We just select add here, right? Add instruction will pop up here. You do not need any output. We are simply adding to value. Now I have created a data block. Data block you can create from here. Select the data block. Click data global DB because we are using for the parameter. I will tell there are some other type of data block. We'll come across that as well. Yes, similarly you can choose the manual automatic option. We are selecting automatic, and that way I have created a block called parameters. Inside parameters I have created three variables. We're going to add variable 1 with variable 2, and the result we will save in variable 3. Now let's how you can choose that variable from within this block. You choose the type, integer type variable, and then double click. It will open this button. So this button will list all the data block available in PLC project inside program block. Now click this. It will list all the variable available of integer type because we have selected the instruction of integer type. So select the variable 1, and then similarly select variable 2. Output select similarly select variable 3. So now we have finished programming a addition instruction. Now we can test this block. Now how we can test this block? There is one problem in it. If we run the PLC now, we do not have any program in our main block. The FC1 must be executed to so that we can see the result, but that is not called inside OB1. We must first call FC1 in a main block, that is OB1. Then you can use this empty box in ladder or click Shift F5, and then here from the drop down you can type the name of the block, parameters. Oops, I think that's the wrong name. Example basic, that is the ex1. Now, oops, example basic. Okay, the FC1 is called inside OB1. So when we start the simulation, our program will run. How we can start the simulation? When we install TIA Portal, install the simulation option as well. You can download simulation. You can start from online, go to online, and then first you have to choose the project, go to online, start simulation, or you can do this way: right click on the PLC project and then start simulation, Control Shift X. So this will allow us to simulate the add function we have created. This is very simple function. uh, okay, click on run P. This is programming inside main block. If we monitor, we can monitor right now because our simulator is running and our project is downloaded into simulator controller. So green means the program is running and everything is normal as expected. We can open the block from here, right click, open and monitor, or open. Now we are going to monitor the program. So this is our add block, the example will be. Now it's adding two variable var1 and 2 and saving the result is var3. We can change the value from here, right click on the variable, modify the value. Let's put 2. So now it's changed to 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. Change this to 3. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. There is one more way you can also simulate this is by watch table. Add a watch table and then add your variable, or you can copy from here and paste here. Select from drop down that2, that3, and then you can use this toggles monitor all also to monitor. So you can see the same information. The variable 1 has value 2, variable 2 has 3, and total is 5. You can modify by changing the value here. 4 plus 5 equal to 9. So I have I have typed the value 4 into var1, 5 into var2. If I click this one, modify all selected values, then these two values will be modified in this two fields. So result will be changed immediately because our program is running. So this is all about the example 1, how we can use the instruction add one. In the next program, we would like to use the sub instruction where one variable will be deducted from another values. So same block we can use. Let's say use example 2 subtract var1 from var2 and save result in var3. So this is our example 2 project. We use the same empty instruction type sub. So the sub instruction will come. Select the sub instruction. Same way we can use this one as it in 2 because we are subtracting into input from in 1, and we are subtracting variable 1 from variable 2. So variable 1 we have given in into, and variable 2 we can give here, and then result we can give here. So this is going to modify our result variables in the second instruction, because the program will scan from the top to bottom. Once this is done, we are using the same variable into subtraction to see the result. Let's download this. One line. So you see the result here, 5 minus 4 equals to 1. If we change this, for example, we change this variable to 2, so 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. You see the same variable has two different values in one function. How this is possible? This you cannot see in watch table. If you go to watch table and monitor, you will see the variable 3 has value 3, which is the network 2, the last scanned value. This is how actually a PLC works. If you use one variable in multiple locations and all are active, only the last result will be shown, and that is the valid value. So in this case, variable 3, the var3 has a value 3, not the 7. 7 is replaced in this calculation. It is recalculated and the result is set in variable 3. So I hope you understand that one variable should not be used in multiple locations. So instead here we should use another variable parameter. I would say create a variable something like var4, and then we can use that. We download this because modification is done, so we have to reinitialize the data block. Now we have downloaded. We need to use offline, and for the subtraction we use variable 4. So now we have different calculation result will be stored into two different variables. 3, this is, let's say 7, 3 plus 7 is 10, and then 7 minus 3 is 4. So you can see the two different results here for two different calculations, 4 and 10. If you change this to 4 and 5, so 4 plus 5 is 9 and 5 minus 4 is 1. So both calculation is correct, and we have two different results, two different variables. So in this video we stop it with this two example, addition and subtraction. Later we'll